If you want to know 12 reasons you should care about inflation, then this is the video for you. If you're not interested in knowing 12 reasons you should care about inflation, then this would be the best time to watch the video that you was previously watching or the video that you're about to watch right now, because we're going to get into a central topic of how inflation affects everyone, whether you are an employee, a business owner, investor, or retiree, how this affects you, and some of the powerful reasons why you should care about inflation in 2025 and beyond. Now, number one, it's erode your purchase power. As price rise, your money buy less stuff, and we see it today. How you're able to buy, how a price of egg gone up so much. What cost $100 last year may cost $110 or more today. So you got to consider what inflation is doing to your bottom line and to your pockets. Number two, it impact your saving. If your saving earn less interest than the inflation rate, you're actually losing money in a real terms. And we see that certain things going on in the market nowadays, that the more you save, the more you lose. Because if inflation is more than what you're saving, then you're in a losing term or a losing cycle where you got to change that. Number three, it raises the cost of living. And we see it many times how house prices go up, the cost of living. People cannot afford the house that they purchased back in the day because hyperinflation and regular inflation. Essentially, like food, gas, rent, and utilities become more expensive, putting pressure on your budget. So you got to consider what you're doing when it comes to budget. So you got to change certain things that you normally do in order to match inflation. Number four, it affects wage and income. So if your wage is going to be effective, if your income doesn't rise with inflation, your real earning decline, making it harder to maintain your lifestyle. And this is what happened to certain people in the market or in the economy when they're losing job, that the inflation is also affected, the automation is affecting them, and you got to able to get back on track by knowing these causes and these effects. Number five, the impact it's going to cause on investment returns. And we see that many business is affected by that with the inflation, so they start to let off employees besides the automation. Inflation eat into your return unless your investment outperform the inflation rate. So if you have a big investment that go up outperform the inflation rate, then you're good. But it's not outperforming the inflation rate, then you're in a bit of a pickle, you're in a bit of a bind, and we got to do certain things to change that to get back on track so we can outperform the inflation rate. Number six, it drives interest rate changes. So when interest rates change, we see that there's dispute between policymakers, between president and whoever control the currency, especially like in the US, the central bank often raise interest rates to fight inflation, which can make loans, mortgage, and credit cards more expensive. And if you're in a country that you don't deal with credit cards, then you got to deal with debit. How you going to purchase things without loan and mortgage that going to be effective. So you got to have a plan in motion to make sure you're ready for this inflation. Cause I think we're just at the beginning of it. So let's look out for more. Seven, it's affect business costs. When business costs rise, as a business owner, see higher costs for supply, labors, and shipping, which can shrink profit or force price increase that created with Amazon and all of this, especially when they come with a tariff across border trade, etc. So you got to keep that in mind, how it's going to affect your business if you're running a nice small business, a medium-sized business, or a large business. All businesses affect with inflation. Number eight, it influences customer behavior. So if inflation rises, now the customer ain't going to spend the way they used to spend because they got to cut back. Rising price may cause customer to spend less or change buying habit, which affects sales and growth. Because we see a lot of customer, they want that inexpensive or the cheap stuff that they can get at the time without coming out of the pocket. So their buying habits going to change. Number 9, it's impact retirement plan. So if you was retired for the future, or you was creating a retirement plan, now you change the game and you got to rearrange certain things within your portfolio, within your business, within your mindset. So your retirement can your retirement plan or goal can be according to what you envision. So retirees on fixed income suffer the most as inflation erodes their purchasing power over time. So when you retire now, imagine inflation. You at this time, you're going to plan for retirement. You got to consider these things that going to come into the forefront when it comes to inflation, so you can have a good retirement plan and set that right goal and balance it, outperform inflation on the way to success. Put in some IRA, all these investment on different levels so you can protect your interest. Number 10, it influences government policy. Inflation can lead to change in tax policy, stimulus spending, or regulation. Impact household and business. So you see what they're going to do. You're going to affect even the government, going to change their policy to even make it more harder or give you some relief where you can get the relief, but sometimes the relief is not going to meet not even 1 month's expense for some individual, but it might be beneficial for those that probably in retirement that going to need a little bit expense in their retirement. Number 11 is encourage strategy, financial planning. You got to strategize, you got to plan financially in order to overcome this inflation. Understanding inflation help you plan smarter, adjust budget, increase income, or invest strategically. So you got to invest with that logical mind and not and make sure your investment hold the test of times, whether you invest in gold, etc., and all of that, commodities, etc. 12 is a global economic signal. When you get the signal that something ain't right in the state, you know it ain't going right in Europe, and you know it kind of iffy in South America, and Asia going to be on the brinks of changing some of the their policy. Now we at a global economical change, because everybody going to change their policy to meet that current output or profit that they seek to make from trade across border or from trade within that specific nation. Inflation affect currency strength, trade, and global market. And we see it happening today that some people in the U.S. or some businessman in the U.S. is moving towards China because it's more stable when it comes to the infrastructure, etc., and these products and services. Knowing how inflation works help you understand the bigger economic picture. So when you know how inflation works, now you can understand the big economic picture. So if you help learning how to hedge against inflation with smart investment or saving strategy, then make sure you like, follow, and share. And we're going to keep you posted by giving you optional information when it comes to real estate, index funds, commodity, and more. Make sure you stay tuned to our channel, because we provide information so where you can build your personal brand, go into a side hustle, or go into the AI side hustle, which is more convenient at this time, where you can get more information on other aspects like index fund, investing, get your IRA, insurance policy, all of that in place so you can have a prosperous future and combat this inflation. So make sure you give us likes, follow, and share, and look up our bio where we help you to develop a plan so you can move forward with your objective and take care of business, your personal goal, etc., as well as combating inflation day in and day out.